doing there at Bear Arms Brewing. But top 5 things that we need to fix in sports right now. And I did this because of the news in college football today. It kind of made me think about, like, this is half the stuff we talk about is stuff that they just need to fix. And it's silly, and it's bureaucracy, and it's dumb. Number 5, stop the ridiculous bid processes for hosting events like the Olympics, the World Cup, all of that. Let's pick 10 to 15 cities that these things can be in based on the facilities that are already there, the weather, because it's the summer or the Winter Olympics, and just reasonableness, and not go on this grift of, like, look, the World Cup here in a few months is going to be in Qatar. There's no reason it should ever be in Qatar. That's silly. It was grift. It was corruption. There's people that died building. The World Cup will be played on the bodies of people who died building the stupid stadiums that it's going to be in. And that is unacceptable. That's a human rights violation that we just let FIFA do. And we got to stop that.
I've always just liked the way the country sounds. But there
Qatar,
is.
They basically moved in slave labor from other countries in the Middle East and let them work their fingers to literally the bone until they died, and then just kept on going, like the railroads in the 1800s.
Oh, I'm doing it to your headset again.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Back up.
So when you say that, though, like, for example, like Waco, they host certain things, regional tournaments. There's things you have to bid on.
Yeah, but there's not it's not I mean, sure, there's probably in whatever things there's certain political grift that goes on, but not like the World Cup or the Olympics, which is just so corrupt, it's ridiculous. Yep. And I'll talk about the Olympics again in a second. Number 4, figure out what we're doing with college football. Let's just figure out. Let's put all the chips on the table.
You know my
figure out what we're doing. I'm talking about NIL, transfer portal, playoff, all of it.
Targeting.
What do we want to be as college football? Let's just get all that out in the open, and then when we can come to some sort of agreement on what we want to be as college football, let's move forward as that.
You two, go.
Yeah.
Do it.
I mean, they put Craig and I on the committee.
I would
give us unilateral power. We'll get some shit done. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm just
That's
saying.
twice today.
Yeah, so me and Jim Dent. But yeah. Number 3, let's get baseball going. Baseball, and Craig has said this a couple times, they're wasting the opportunity they have got some of the most exciting, young, marketable stars they've ever had, in years, all at the same time, and they're wasting it.
Yep, just wasting the prime of these guys' careers. But baseball thinks it's bulletproof. I'm convinced. I think the owners think that they must be bulletproof, or they just really don't care if the league craters at this point. It's one of the two. They either don't care if the league craters, or they just think that no matter what they do, that baseball is going to forever have a place. And I don't necessarily believe that. There will always be baseball fans. I'll always be one of them. But again, I've never seen more of a, like, I don't know how you're an executive in baseball or a baseball owner and don't see how you're viewed right now by the large public. Like, the NFL is so far past you at this point, it's ridiculous. NBA is way more popular than you are at this stage. And, I wouldn't be surprised to see other sports.
Well, soccer is going to gaining on them, and will pass them. Like, it won't be any time relatively soon, but Craig, you and I will be sitting in old folks' homes wondering where we can find baseball games on our streaming, and soccer will be everywhere.
Yeah,
because the youth, the scales have tipped.
I mean, I've heard that for 20 years, though. Let me see that to believe that about soccer. I mean, I've literally been hearing that for like 20 years, that soccer is just up and coming. There's more youth playing, and yet there's been no change whatsoever. So
it's a numbers game. There's millions. We understand it. But as far as popularity.
Well, and then translating into professional interest, too. Like, they could have 1 billion kids playing soccer, but if the U.S. citizen doesn't want to watch the Seattle Scourge or whatever, I came at what are they? The
Storm.
No, that's the WNBA team.
That's right. Sounders.
Yeah, Sounders. Like, I mean, if the Sounders, and they can have all the leagues, and that can all be great, and there's 1 billion people playing soccer, but if nobody's watching it, who cares? Like, you have to have people watching it and interested. And I don't feel like, even though every 4 years we pretend like America cares a lot about soccer, it's still very niche. It is. It's very niche. So maybe, with the way baseball's going, they do leave that door open to where a sport like soccer could pass them. But, I've heard that about soccer for so long. But yeah, baseball just, I don't know, man. They must think they're bulletproof, or the owners honestly don't care. I don't know which one it is.
I just think it takes a long time. It takes 80 years of people playing that as their primary sport. So it's soccer still in the infancy of that. But like, I think when it becomes the primary sport and people stop playing baseball and playing soccer, I think that's the one that, you know.
I read the direct message from Nick about it. And, you know, here if I had to pick, football's now college football, NFL for me, and then Major League Baseball would always be 3.
Yeah.
But it is getting to a point, and you are right about. Even I know some of the names of the younger stars, like I do. Like when I was younger, right? And it's sad that a lot of them are, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a delay in seeing them play this year, and if they play this year, I mean, that's just the thing. You go back. I know what time it is. If you go back to the strike and you saw the popularity wane after that, how do you possibly think it's going to go well this time? Do you have a bunch of steroid home run hitters that are waiting in the wings to come save your sport again? I don't think that you do. You have a bunch of great young players, but they need to be on the field to attract people, and not having them on the field, I think, is just it's a mistake. But
yeah, absolutely. Number 2, stop letting Russia run the IOC, for God's sakes. It's been 60 years. They keep doing the same thing, and the IOC keeps going, okay. And not only that, for 20 years we had Russia up against it. They didn't have Putin. We could have changed all the rules. Didn't.
Yeah. They're corrupt. They'll always be corrupt. They cheated every single Olympics, and we just keep giving them free passes because politics or whatever. The IOC is the most corrupt organization in all of sports, and I could care less about that organization or the Olympics. They waned my interest in the Olympics greatly as well.
I promise you, I've seen a couple of still photos of the Russian skater who fell, bobbled and fell. That's all I've seen. If it's been something that's been in front of me, there's a lot of reasons I'm not watching it, but for some reason I just put my foot down this year. And it's not because of the Russian skater. It's just because of the IOC in general.
Well, she's the latest in the long line.
Yeah.
And this is the saddest one because she's 15 and they completely used her to win a medal. Anyway.
To attempt to win a medal.
Yeah. But
she did win.
No, she was fourth.
Fourth.
She was fourth. Okay. And then got yelled at by her coach after, the whole world hates her for not trying hard enough. Way to go, Russia. Number 1, get a new owner in Washington.
Please.
Just get a new owner. Look, in NFL, you're having to do all these reports and investigations and all that. You know what will stop that? Get Dan Snyder out.
Yep, and you tell Dan, hey, we're getting rid of you, and guess what? Then you're going to find out who all is dirty in the NFL, because then people start telling on each other. And that's what they probably need too.
Grew up a Washington fan, never been less interested in them as an organization, and Dan Snyder's reason number 1. I don't want to support him. I don't like him. I don't know why he's so protected other than he's a billionaire, so he's just like every other billionaire where they get away with everything. But I want him gone as fast as possible, and yet here he is. So, yeah, I agree with you.
All right, Paul, thank you very much. Appreciate that.